morning, Sri Lanka. Welcome to the show on a lovely Friday morning. It's the end of the week, which means all of you must be having plans for the weekend and things to do. The Christmas season is coming up, and there are so many things, lists of things that families have planned to do, and there are also a lot of events happening these days. And theatre is one of the things that some of you might be interested in as well. And on that note, we have on our show today a lovely couple who are here because of their love of theatre and their love of the stage, and I think they also met each other through the stage, but we'll find that out from them. And they're my good friends as well, I can say that, I hope. We have Jehan Bastians and Nidra Williams on the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Amaya.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
So, I don't know this actually, but are you usually morning people?
Well, we've got no choice.
Yeah.
Because we drive the kids to school, so...
Yeah, we've got to become morning
people. Yeah.
Morning people, all right. So now you have a production that's coming up as well in just another week.
Yes.
The next weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
But before we go into that, we need to get some background about you and tell our viewers something about yourself. So let's start with Nidra, shall we?
Yes, of course.
Wow. Okay. What sort of something about me?
Just
I haven't
how
been
you
asked
started
this
out
question
in
since I went for my last interview.
It's a
bit
long
rusty.
time ago.
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's all right. It's just off the top of your head. And let's start with how you started off in theatre then.
Wow.
Was it in school?
Yes, obviously, yeah. Just got involved with one of my school productions. I think I was about 12, 13 at the time. I think we were doing a full-length, massive production at the Lionel Went instead of in our school hall after quite a while, and we were getting an outsider to come and direct us, and that happened to be Jerome De Silva. And we were doing a musical. And they were just getting as many people as possible, being a school production, as many students as possible involved in this. And I was one of the rats
In a Pied Piper of Hamelin.
in the Pied Piper of Hamelin.
But you know, someone told me, I mean, it's been said that there are no small parts, no small actors, no small parts, just small actors. Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So a rat is how you started off, but at least it was a bang. I mean, a musical directed by an outsider. And so that was your introduction
so I
to
was
stage.
bitten by the theatre bug, and it's been theatre ever since. Yeah, love it. Love being a part of it in whatever way I can. Yeah.
There we go. And Jehan, for you, was it in school as well?
Yes, actually, it was the first production of the workshop plays, which incidentally started at St. Peter's. That year we decided that the Peterites weren't getting to meet enough girls, so we wrote to the girls' schools in Colombo and said, hey, we've got Jerome willing to do workshops and a production, why don't you send your students? And some girls' schools actually did. And that's how the workshop
Never
plays
knowing
started
the
out.
ulterior motive behind that invitation.
Oh, I think the girls knew exactly what we were up to, but they still came. And that's how the workshop plays started off, and that was my first sort of public theatre performance. I've been in school plays that happened at school before that, but nothing quite like this. 1993, so it's quite a while ago. And
you haven't looked back since then?
Well, I think the theatre sort of thing really got going after Nidra and I became a couple, and we started directing together.
Okay.
And then we said, okay, let's do a backstage company together, because we never thought we could direct. And that's the backstage company evolved. Silent Hands.
Let's rewind and go back to how you two met then. Because that might be an interesting story. Two individuals interested in theatre.
Well, we knew each other because we both also have another common interest, which is music. We sing in a choir, St. Mary's Choral Group. We've sung there for a long while.
Yes.
So we knew each other, but we weren't going out. We were just friends, and absolutely just friends.
Okay.
Until Nidra got me roped in for a production called A Hell of a Christmas in Jamaica. It's produced by Jit, I believe.
Yeah, another Christmas
production.
play.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's the season.
Yeah, it's the season. And I don't know why Nidra used to walk to practices and got me to walk her to practice. practice. And
So Nidra, I mean, was this really in the best interests of Jehan's acting career?
Yes,
Or
I
did you
mean,
have
it,
more personal reasons
look,
yourself?
it gave him a chance to exercise. I thought that was important. You know, after sitting behind a desk the whole day, that you go out there and exercise. And yeah, I liked walking. And Lana
Jehan
went,
had no choice but to like walking.
yeah,
I still don't have a choice. So
I see.
yeah.
Yeah. It
All right, and then now this play was going on.
Yeah, and so yeah, during this production, I walked her to every practice and walked her back from every practice, and somewhere along the pavement between the Lionel Went and Edward Lane, something happened, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, so
And
that was '97. We were married in 2000. Yeah, and first production we did, directed and produced together, was in 2003, and so that makes this our 10th year in theatre as a theatre producing sort of entity.
Okay.
So Silent Hands is, in that sense, as a theatre production company, 10 years old this
So you
year.
started up Silent Hands together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, as a backstage company to do
Okay.
backstage, and
Hence the name Silent Hands, because you need to be silent
I see.
and you are, you know, working with your hands backstage.
Yes.
Because also at the time there were a lot of people who were coming out and doing productions, so there were technically new directors out there who didn't really have the expertise to handle a production backstage.
Okay,
So you know, maybe they didn't know how to handle lights or sounds, or even just to have
stage
backstage
manage and have enough crew backstage.
yeah, so manage a crew. You
So
know?
you said earlier that you didn't really think that you could go into directing, but you are fully fledged directors by now. So how did that transition happen? When
Well,
did
we
take
both,
place?
we were still just, you know, a couple, and we directed St. Peter's at the 1999 for the Shakespeare competition, and we won. We seem to have that knack that the first year we direct a school, we generally win, like we did with St. Bridget's. So we won that year, and that little cast stayed with us for a couple of years, helping backstage and wanting to be involved in theatre. So that's how Silent Hands sort of came to be. And then in 2003 we did our first production, and several members of that first 99 cast actually played lead roles next to Jerome De Silva, who was also in the production when we did A Midsummer Night's Dream in 2003.
Okay. So you've come a long way since then. We actually have some pictures of the production that will be happening just the next week, as well as some of the earlier productions you've done.
Yep.
Okay.
So have a look.
All right.
Right, this ought to be interesting.
So this is the
Yeah.
one that's going to happen next
Yeah,
week.
that's a Christmas wish. The snowflakes and Jack Frost who plot to overthrow Santa Claus on Christmas.
Oh, there you are, Nidra.
Yeah.
There I am,
The
yes.
snow queen.
Plotting away.
Plotting away. Yes.
All right. So these are the good guys.
Yeah, the elves with Peter, Natalie, and Mike. More elves. One solitary girl elf. Yeah.
Just to add some color.
Yes.
Yes, that's about it.
Santa
Alright.
Claus, Mrs. Claus, and his right-hand guy Mike.
We need to talk more about the plot later on as well. Just a few sneak peeks.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
The reindeer. We've got reindeer. Oh, this one is Boing Boing
Yes, it is.
by Mark Camelotti. A Christmas Carol, 2010.
And this was also a musical.
Yes,
Yes.
the only other musical we did.
That we
So
have
this is the
produced
first time you
and
tried out
directed,
a musical?
Yes.
Oh.
Our second production, The Legend of Excalibur. So that's me.
This was before there were DSLR cameras.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Absolutely no idea who that. Yeah.
Now,
Midsummer Night's
who
Dream.
is that, Nidra?
No idea. Okay, so that was fun.
Move over, Mrs. Markham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we are again,
Tom, Dick, and Harry,
and a scene from
Christmas
Christmas
Carol.
Carol as well,
Link by link.
and Tom, Dick, and Harry again.
And that's Nidra right in the middle?
Yes,
That
it
is. That is. Ah, and that's
thankfully we skipped the last picture.
that went by very fast. Was that?
Yes.
That was a very interesting picture there. If I'm not mistaken, that was there were a few gentlemen there who were
Yes.
not dressed as gentlemen.
No.
No.
They enjoy doing that. Yes, they were a particularly troublesome set of gentlemen who were
Yes.
involved in a play called Leading Ladies,
Okay.
which called for 4 people in drag.
at different times.
At different times, and there were
Hilarious,
different levels of
script,
ugly
yes.
in that production.
Yes, that also.
So I've also heard that in your productions you don't really get boys to dress up in drag more often than not.
So we try not to.
Try not to. Okay,
Yes,
all right.
unless they want to. In which case we encourage
allow
them
them,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've got 2 boys doing that this time.
Yes.
Oh,
We tried to stop them.
They
but
wanted to.
They wanted to.
They,
Yes.
they love it.
They insisted.
Some
They
of them
insisted.
insist.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Then I'm very glad
then
that you are
you
such
can't
accommodating
really, you know.
directors.
Yes.
Oh, we try to keep everyone happy. That's one of our recipes to doing good productions. Keep the cast happy.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be speaking some more about these recipes to keep your cast happy, as well as the productions that they've done earlier on, and just life in general when it comes to being directors in Colombo theatre circles. So we'll speak to Jehan and Idru some more right after this very short break.